Yo, what's up guys? I'm gonna be cutting my boy Diddy's hair today and I'm super excited about today's video. As you guys see, still is rocking the XXXTentacion hair dye. It has it half bleached and half black. And I'm actually gonna do another video on combining dreadlocks, which is coming up next. But it's gonna be pretty cool because a lot of you guys have asked for a combination of, or like a video on how to combine dreadlocks. So in the next video, we'll definitely cover that. But in today's video, not only am I gonna be cutting his hair today, I'm also going to be doing a retwist a little bit on the front of his hair and making it look nice because Candace is actually gonna be braiding his hair. I don't think she knows yet, but yeah, we'll tell her. Little break from my free from dreadlocks today. As you guys can see, they're actually standing up really nice and they're looking good. But let's get into today's cut. One thing that's really smart when pulling up someone's hair that you're cutting their hair, if they have dreadlocks, is to make sure that their circumference of their head when it comes to the dreadlocks is really pulled tight together because you don't want to nick any of their dreadlocks. So one thing that I do, especially like, and this is a pointer for everyone who has dreadlocks, if you don't want the barber to nick your dreads, before you go in, to just tighten those ones up around the circumference of your head or where the fade is basically gonna hit. So he actually did a retwist a couple days back and everything looked good. One thing that I will do is anytime I come to a part to where I'm fading at the top, I'll just make sure to hold these parts down. It's really important because you don't want to nick their dreadlocks. Another cool way to tie up the hair is to basically run two of the dreadlocks around and tie them on the other side so that everything comes together really tight. All right guys, now I'm gonna just go in with brushing everything. It's really important to make sure all the hair is brushed nice because then you want it to feed straight into the clippers. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go in with creating the bald line. I usually create the bald line a little lower than what I'm expecting to go up on just because I leave myself some room to play with. One thing that I like to do is I like to start the bald line a little bit below wherever this kind of curve starts. So right at that angle, I'll drop it right down. And a good pointer is to create this bald line in the shape of the top of his head. All right guys, I'm just gonna go through really quick, brush everything back down, but you guys can see how I created this line. And it's even all the way through. I just form it with how it shapes his head. And then this is where I start creating the fade. Now I'm just gonna go on with my 2-guard closed, and I'm gonna take off the bulk. All right, so I went over that twice. Now I'm just going to brush this down one more time. And I always brush down everything in between cutting the hair. And if you have like a knuckle brush or like a smaller brush, it's easier to have like one in both hands, but I like to have one hand on the head, especially when I'm cutting dreadlocks. Now I like to fade up, so I'm gonna start with my lever closed, and I'm just going to like literally just nick the bottom, and then I'm gonna go into lever open and then go up about an inch. All right guys, so now I'm gonna move on to the 0-guard. Now when I get to the 0-guard, I like to close my clippers about halfway. All right guys, that's looking good. As you guys noticed on the front, I kind of went in with my corners just because hair is naturally thinner up here, so there's less hair to mess with. So with the corners, it kind of just blends everything out a little bit better. Now I'm gonna move on to my 1/2-guard. So I'll just throw on my 1/2-guard and then I'll do the same. I'm actually going to leave it at almost closed, but it's not all the way closed. I just have it one clicked open. So now I'm going in with my 1-guard and I'm doing the same thing, lever half open. You guys can start seeing that. Now I'm going to do lever closed. I'm going to be using this guard. I don't know what you call it, because it's a 3/2 or like 3/2 or something like that. Step before the 2. So this is 1.5, guys. Make sure you brush through everything one more time. This is what kind of reveals the fade, because this is basically taking off the bulk you didn't get earlier. And then after this, it's just basically cleaning everything up. Okay guys, as you guys can see right here, this is the fade and it's just a perfect gradient. That's all I was trying to create really, is just a gradient all the way up from bald to his actual hair. Did the lineup and everything. I think it's looking pretty clean. But you guys, now I'm gonna show you and walk you guys through how to actually fix and kind of just, you know, pull his hair together. All right, so first and foremost, we want to take down his hair. Now he really just wants to focus on this front section so that it looks really nice. And I'm also probably going to just do touch up on the parameter. Okay guys, just really quick, the products I'm going to be using is the Jamaican Mango and Lime Locking Gel. You can find this in the link down below. You can also find it on DREADLOCks.com. But I'm linking this straight directly to Amazon so you can purchase yourself some of this, and it's great. Use it for twisting dreads, if you're starting dreads, if you're maintaining them. This is the way you want to go. And then also to pull in frizz, I'm going to be using this crochet needle. Since a lot of you guys asked the size, it is a 0.5 millimeter. This is the size I'm using. And I like getting one of these with the handle on it. They're easy to use. So use one of these. I'll link this down below as well. I'm going to show you guys a secret to dealing with the dreadlocks on the outside. It's basically to separate all of the ones that are on the rim and pull all the ones that aren't up. This is the best way to get that separation. So showing you guys on that side, literally just laying all these ones down that are on the edge, and I'm pulling the rest up. This is the best way to pull everything aside and be able to just work with the ones on the perimeter. All right, so that's all of the dreads that are on the perimeter. So I'm just gonna pull all these up and make sure that they're nice and tight and out of the way. This is kind of a hairstyle. All right guys, and since I'm using product, I'm gonna be using this water bottle right here. This is a spray bottle. Has a good kind of like mist to it. So I'm just gonna lightly spray the hair. I don't wanna drench it, I just wanna wet them up a little bit because I'm gonna be using them. I wanna loosen up that hair. So I'm just doing this whole side really quick. All right, I'm gonna start out by doing the right side, and I'll show you guys just really quick. Just gonna do a slight retwist. And this is how you make your dreadlocks look clean, even if you don't do a retwist on all of your dreadlocks. So I'm literally taking this much on my finger. It's like hardly anything. I'm just gonna do a retwist. Rub it into both my fingers like this, and literally just get it into the root. Do a slight retwist. And you just want to make sure all of this is nicely sectioned out. Make sure it's nice and tight. Once you got that, go ahead and pull it back into this hair tie. And you want to make sure that that section is nice and tight too. So now that that's back in there, just keep on doing that same thing. And say if they're really frizzy and there's a bunch of new growth, I can go in with a crochet needle, and I'll show you that right now with this one. Since this dreadlock is closer to his temple, they're typically a little more messy around the temple. And that's usually with everybody, just because the temple hair is a little different than the rest of your head. So I'll show you guys really quick with this one, what I'm gonna do with the crochet hook. So I have it twisted just like this, and I'm basically doing the instant locking method. So I'm taking it and I'm just going to pull back towards the root. And really, you only need this if it's really messy, or if the person wants their hair to be really tight. Because essentially what you're doing is you're pulling all the locks down into the new growth. And I'm literally just repeating this process throughout the hair. And the whole process behind new growth and it locking up is what happens. This all, like the coil, that new growth, will eventually bud up, and then it starts to lock. So it's kind of that whole process. Alright guys, so I finished up with Diddy's hair. You see the fade, you see that I did a retwist on everything right now. His bun looks, this is like how I used to rock my hair, just kind of like messy. You see the fades, nice and clean, and then also the parameter dreads are nicely twisted. So everything's looking really clean. We're just gonna let this dry. I'm gonna actually blow dry it for a little bit and then just chill, and then we'll let it dry on its own time. But we'll be back in literally 2 seconds. Take it away, honey.
You want me to talk?
Nope. You ain't gotta talk. She from Brooklyn, ain't she? Okay guys, so Candace is finishing off with doing the braids, and I just want you guys to see this hairstyle and see how well she does it. She's gonna make it dip along that outer rim of his hair, and it's really gonna look really cool, kind of just like how X had his braids when he had them. And I'm almost positive it's called a wishbone braid. You can call it a double braid, whatever you want to call it. It's just a double braid, 2 braids back. Okay guys, this is the finished look of everything. It looks really sharp. That's nice and clean, bro. And yeah, it's just really everything coming together. The fade mixed with the braids. Candace did a great job. And I'm liking the way everything's looking. Looks really cool. Stoked. Yeah guys, so everything is looking really crispy, really sharp. Candace did a great job on the braids. This braid looks really cool because it has 2 different colors. But you guys, that's today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go check out Diddy's channel like I said.
I'm standing, guys.
But it looks so clean. Look how dope it is. Look how dope it is. It's like ram horns.
Yeah, like I like that.
But you guys, that's today's video. Give it a thumbs up. Hopefully it helped you guys out, and hopefully it just entertained you. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys do an amazing day. Matter of fact, have a great day. Peace out and God bless.